So today we will see the transistor application as transistor as a switch. Okay, so transistor acts as a switch. So in many operations it is necessary to make or break an electrical circuit. It is desirable that this operation should be fast and without sparking. So these mechanical switches can be used to do this job. But it has some limitations due to mechanical switches has high inertia which limits its speed of operation. There is sparking at the contacts during breaking operation which results in the burning of the contacts. The solid state switches are possible with using tubes and transistors. They can turn on and off power in an electrical circuit at a very high speed without any sparking. When transistor-like components are used as a switch, they are known as electronic switches. Nowadays, such type of electronic switches are used extensively in a different field, which produces the non-sinusoidal waves. For example, square, rectangular, triangular, or sawtooth waves. In modern computer system, this type of switch plays an important role. A circuit which can turn on or off current in an electrical circuit is known as a switching circuit. A switching circuit consists of two parts. One is a switch, another part is associated with the remaining circuit. But the first part, that is switch, is important part of a switching circuit. The switches are broadly classified into the following types: the mechanical switches, electromechanical switches, or relays. Electronic switches. If a switch is operated mechanical to turn on and off current in an electrical circuit, it is known as a mechanical switch. That is switches used in the homes. As far as speed, size, load current, high inertia, these points are taken into account. Mechanical switches have limitations. To overcome these limitations, comparatively the electromechanical switches are more suitable. It is a mechanical switch which is operated electrically to turn on or off current in an electrical circuit. The electromechanical switch, for example, relay have overcome the limitations of mechanical switches, but still, now for the fast speed, for example, more than 5 operations per second operation, relays are not suitable because it has also moving parts. Therefore, most of the problems associated with above type of switches can be solved with using electronic switches. It is a device which can turn on or off current in an electrical circuit with the help of electronic device. For example, transistor. Basically, due to high speed operation and absence of sparking, it made very popular of electronic switches. A transistor can be used as a switch by driving it back and forth between saturation and cutoff. This is illustrated in the following figure. So we see that when the base input voltage is enough negative or zero, the transistor acts as a cutoff and no current flows in a collector load RC. As a result, there is no voltage drop across RC and output voltage is VCC. So transistor as a switch. This is the off state of a switch. Ideally, through base input voltage is 0 or negative, there is a small leakage current, but it is treated as a near about 0. So output voltage is equal to VCC minus I leakage RC. I leakage is equal to 0. Output voltage is equal to VCC. So from this figure, VCE is equal to VCC plus IC plus RC. IC is equal to 0, VC is equal to VCC. This condition is similar to that of an open switch, that is the off state, as shown in the figure. When the input base voltage is positive enough, the transistor goes into saturation and the current IC sat will flow through RC. Under such condition, entire VCC will drop across collector load RC and output voltage is ideally 0, which is illustrated in the following figure. So this is a transistor as a switch, saturated region. This is a closed switch, on switch. You just see the 2 points are connected. So now from this figure, IC is equal to IC sat. VCC, IC is equal to VCC upon RC and VC is equal to 0. This condition is similar to that of a closed switch, that is on state, as shown in figure. From the above two situations, we see that a transistor can behave as a switch Under proper condition, if the input base voltage is enough negative, the transistor will be driven between cutoff, and if the input base voltage is enough positive, the transistor will be driven into the saturation. This condition can be easily fulfilled in a transistor circuit, thus a transistor can act as a switch. Now the advantages of electronic switches. The following are the advantages of a transistor switch over other type of switches. No moving parts are involved and hence little wear and tear. Therefore it gives noiseless operation. It has smaller size and weight. Trouble-free services because of a solid state. It is cheaper than other switches and requires little maintenance. It has a very fast speed of operation up to 10 raised to power 9 operations per second. Now what is a switching transistor? A transistor which is used as a switch is known as a switching transistor. This type of transistor is fabricated as an ordinary transistor except that it has a special design features to reduce the switch off time and saturation voltage. It is so arranged in the circuit either maximum or minimum current flows through the load. In other words, it has two states. On state or when maximum current flows through the load, that is collector saturation current. Off state or when minimum current flows through the load, that is collector leakage current. Now what is switching off action of a transistor? With the help of output characteristic of transistor, switching action can be illustrated. Transistor circuit. This is a transistor circuit. You just see this is the characteristic of transistor circuit. The characteristics are arranged in three regions: on or off and between on and off, that is active region. On or saturation region, when the input base voltage is made sufficiently positive, the saturation collector current flows. The transistor is said to be in on condition. In this condition, the saturation collector current is given by IC sat is equal to VCC minus V knee voltage upon RC. Now the knee voltage is the value of VC up to which collector current IC changes with the VC. After this, collector current becomes almost constant and independent of VC. The path AB in figure is as transistor is switched on. Now what is the off region? When the input base voltage is 0 or negative, the transistor is said to be in off condition. In this condition, IB is equal to 0 and the collector current is equal to the collector leakage current ICEO. When the collector current decreases from IC sat to ICEO, along B the transistor is switched off. Now in active region, it is the region that lies between off and on conditions, or the active region is the unstable region through which the operation of a transistor passes, which are changing from off state to the on state. Now what is a transistor? How transistor acts as an amplifier. To make a transistor work as an amplifier, it is to be biased to operate in an active region. That is, base emitter junction is forward biased, while base collector junction to be reverse biased. Let us consider the common emitter amplifier circuit using potential divider. So this is the common emitter amplifier with potential divider circuit. This is actually the C amplifier. You just see the input is a sine wave with small voltage, output is inverted voltage. Okay. So R1, R2, RC, RE, C2, C1, CE, RL, these all are the associated components which are connected. Now the various circuit elements and their functions are as follow. Biasing circuit. The resistance R1, R2, RE from the voltage divided biasing circuit for the C amplifier, it sets the power operating point for the C amplifier. Now what is the input capacitor C1? This capacitor couples the signal to the base of a transistor. It allows only AC signal and blocks the DC component present in the signal. If it is not used, the signal source resistance will come across R2 and that changes the bias. We may say because of this biasing conditions are maintained constant. Emitter bypass capacitor C. An emitter bypass capacitor C is used in parallel with RE to provide a low reactance path to the amplified AC signal. If it is not used, then amplified AC signal flowing through RE will cause a voltage drop across it, reducing the gain of amplifier. The output coupling capacitor C2. The coupling capacitor C2 couples one stage of amplification to the next stage. It blocks DC, passes only AC part of the amplifier signal. In presence of the fluctuation input voltage causes the corresponding variations in the base current about the quiescent value IB. The variations in the base current obviously result in similar variations in the collector current IC. The varying collector current passes the load resistance Ri and causes a proportionality varying voltage drop across it. Since the collector voltage at any instant is the supply voltage VCC minus the voltage drop across the load resistance Ri. The variation in collector voltage will be exactly in steps with the input voltage. Here we may note that in common emitter amplifier output is an opposite phase 180 degree out of phase as compared to the input, because an increase in input voltage causes the base current to increase, which results in increased collector current, which further results in an increased voltage drop across the load resistance Ra and a decreased collector voltage. Therefore, there is a 180 degree change of phase between the input and output of the amplifier. Now, what is a single stage RC coupled C amplifier? A C amplifier uses a transistor in common emitter configuration. That is, emitter is common between input and output and it is grounded. The resistors R1 R2 are used for the biasing. The biasing circuit is used for the establishing proper operating point on load line. The resistors R1 and R2 work as a potential divider and depending on the values the Q point will be located. The resistor Re is used for stability of the circuit. Higher the value of Re, more the stable circuit is, but high value levels leads high voltage drop across Re, which is undesirable. There are two coupling capacitors in and out. The coupling capacitors are used to couple AC signals from one circuit to the another. The input coupling capacitor Cin is used to couple the signal to the base of a transistor. This block DC flows in the amplifier. The output coupling capacitor Cout is used for coupling two stages of the amplifier. This avoids the shutting effect of load resistor RC with the biasing resistor of the next stage. It also blocks DC flow in speaker used in the final stage. The bypass capacitor C is used in parallel to the emitter resistance Re. This keeps the AC current separated from the resistor by providing low resistance part to see the AC current. So this is the C amplifier. Okay. This is C amplifier. C1, R1, RC, Cout, R2, REC. These are the components. Phase inversion. When the DC supply and AC signal is fed to the amplifier, it will have DC as well as AC voltage. When the voltage increases in positive half cycle, this increases the base current, which in turn will change the collector current. The changing collector current produces changing voltage, and the collector voltage increases with increase in signal voltage, which decreases output voltage VC. This makes input and output voltage cut off phase by 180 degree. During the positive half cycle of input, the output decreases, and during negative cycle of the signal, the output will increase in positive direction. So this is the transfer characteristic of a madam. पाठवता नाही पाठवतात हां पाठवाल का हो पाठवता ना अच्छा आठवड्याने घरी हार्ड कॉपी आहे त्याचा फोटो मला व्हॉट्सअपला So this is a transistor acts as an amplifier. This is a transfer characteristic and phase inversion of C amplifier. This is termed as a phase inversion. So VC is equal to VCC minus RC into RC, where IC is a collector current because of the signal. Differentiating the equation, we get dVCE is equal to minus D IC AC RC. The negative sign indicates that the output voltage and input signal are out of phase by 180 degree. Okay. So today we will see this much only. In next lecture we will see transistor as impedance matching network.